Today I'm going to show you how I as an artist think. The first thing that you guys have to understand is I don't think like you guys think. When I see this gentleman right here, I see everything in shapes, direction of line, placement. When I draw it with a pencil, you do a small line that maybe is a couple of millimeters. When you do a brush, you do a big brush. What I'm going to do is kind of give you a rough sketch on this, and I'm going to do it really quickly. One of the things you guys have to understand is that we live in a three-dimensional world, and we're taking that information and we're placing it in a two-dimensional surface. 3 dimensions, 2 dimensions. 3 dimensions, 2 dimensions. So it's a different language. So the best way that you guys that are out there to draw anything and that make your life easier and you won't feel like a failure if you really want to be an artist is the first thing that you have to understand is change it from thinking it's a face to thinking shape, placement, direction of the line. Shape, placement, and direction of the line. Also, when you're drawing with paint, it's quicker. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say, okay, so he has, well, first of all, it's this shape right here, okay? Then it's this triangle with this goatee, then it's its neck. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw it, shadow in the color as quickly as possible. So I want to literally get rid of the white. So you saw how I did a few seconds ago, I gave a shape, right? Well, what I'm going to do now is get a rag and literally sit there. Well, I'm going to do a rag. I'm going to do the gesture drawing. So here's the thing. Yeah, I'm going to do a rag. So I'm going to wipe this down. Alright. So the first thing that you're going to do is you see his forehead. Okay? It's a little bit bigger, but it's this big, huge square. Okay, slight angle. Okay? There's a nose right here. Big, huge nose right there. Okay? There's a big triangle. If you want to call it a triangle, call it whatever you want. Then right here, there's another triangle that comes down that goes like so. So I'm seeing things as triangles. Now, this right here is this other shape that's like a trapezoid or whatever. Here's the ear, and then there's the hair, and then there's the other shape. These shapes, I'm just drawing this, and then he has this funky hair that kind of is sucking up to the universe. Okay? So one of the things that you have to realize is when you're drawing stuff like this, don't get all, it's not a face. You see, right there is the eyes. He's not crying, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the nose, center with the nose. So one of the things I'm going to see is that this eye and this circle right here, and I'm going to just shade it in. All right? Here is his other socket, where basically his eye socket is. But I'm going to work right now on the nose. And what I'm going to do is get it dark. Now, the thing about this, it's still a triangle. Like, for example, direction of line. Direction of line. That's the correct direction. Okay? But this line is being made by contrast. For example, if I sit there and draw this line like so, there is this dark right here, which is his eye. Okay? Here is his nose bridge right there, but there's a light. Okay, now what I'm going to do, so when we start drawing this really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and wet this like so and create light by cleaning it off. Okay? Now the beauty of this is then, you see this is in shadow. Now I'm also looking I'm also looking at kind of creating this nice. This is darker. This is too dark right here. I'm going to put it right here. This is in shadow. So I'm going to make it this. This is still in shadow. So I'm just going to put the color here. What I'm doing right now is kind of wiping the brush off. Now this is not perfect. The yours is not perfect, but that's okay. So here's this. I'm going to kind of sit here and create this shadow. Going back to the nose. So here's this. So look at this. This angle is like this. This nose comes like this. And the question is, what's the distance between this eye to this shape? Well, this is the placement of this. This goes up. This comes up. He has a little hump right there. It comes down. Then the nose goes around. Now this is like a half moon, like so. And then from this point right here, that's this other shape, and it looks like there's a triangle right there. So you see how I'm seeing this triangle? Now I'm just putting it there, not necessarily getting it all dark, but this is dark right here. Now guys, this might not be perfect, but that's okay. And this right here is really dark, and it creates a shadow. See also shadows? Look at this right there. It's like this S right there. See shadows as shapes as well. Okay? So here's this S. Do you guys see that right there? So there it is right there. There's the S. Also on the bridge of the nose, there's this bump right there. Okay? And then it comes down. Alright, there's his nose. So here's this shadow. Now, that's his nose right there. Okay? So one of the things, the next thing that happens is that when you come down to his mouth, pretty much that's his nose. If you guys want to do this eye, that's great, but whatever you guys want. But let's do his mouth, just since it's done there. This guy needs to either grow some more hair or something, but you know, he looks like he's got a good shape there. But I'm gonna basically, there's a little subtle shadow in this. And I'm glad the guy that this pose is not here for this, because it would be really embarrassing, all the stuff I'm actually saying about. So here's I'm just doing this. This right here is this is in shadow, and you can see a slight. It's a little darker, so I'm gonna wet this a little bit. So now I'm gonna make this smaller here. So look at the distance. There's a triangle right here. There's a triangle right there. A long ass triangle of curves. And right here in his mouth, this is a slight right there. On his mouth, there's another triangle right there. And then his hair. And then it's right there. You can see his lips all of a sudden start to appear. Okay? And this is the beauty about this, is that you're not really, a lot of this can be corrected if it's wrong. And I'm just kind of having fun. If it doesn't work out, well, just do it again. I'm going to go back to the nose. The nose, now it's telling me that's a little bit darker. So here I'm going to crop a little bit more color right here. I'm going to push this down right there like so. Here's that. This is darker right there. Beautiful. Now I'm seeing shadow, but I'm drawing shapes that I see. I'm creating contrast. This line right here that I created first is really created by this other shape. Okay, this eyelid, this eye. Let's get in the eye right there. Okay, so I'm gonna get a smaller brush here. This smaller brush. So here I'm gonna push this eye. Now you can push color. Okay, you can shape the color. Like this right there is like this half moon right there. Look at this right there. Okay. So this is light right there, and I have it really dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to darken this whole thing. Okay. And as I'm going to darken this whole thing, this kind of falls in here, like so. Now the question is, what do we do with the background? Well, one of the first things that I'm going to do is get it some contrast. And I'm going to sit down and create this contrast. Alright. So now, you see this right here? Okay, so now I'm shaping the background, and I'm going to use this contrast. this dark color, and I'm going to shape a contour line. So here's this right there, like so, and then it comes literally to his nose, right through the center of his nose right there. Here's the center of his nose right there. Look at that. And then his nose. And that right there is going to create this. Now I'm just going to throw the color all the way up, creating his forehead. And some there. That creates his nose. Now look at this line, how this light right here, this line will start to disappear. The more that we work on this line, see, the more that we work on this line right there. Now the color's up here. I'm going back to the eye. I'm sorry. I'm going to finish the eye. The other thing is learn to finish things. I'm not jumping around. I'm seeing all these little things that... Now, one of the things that I did here is create this color, but now I'm going to remove it. So sometimes you darken it, and watch how quickly this starts to really start to come out. Right here, I'm going to come back with this little color right there. And boom. See how that just really just pops. Now come back here. First, I wet this side. Then I'm going to wet this other one more time and create more. Create this. I'm shaping this. I wanted to have a little bit of. There's his eye. So there's a little bit of darkness here. This right here is darker. So I'm going to take a full solid color and I'm going to drop it right there. Well, the beauty of this is that you can really create some great stuff. But I'm seeing what makes me paint better than most people is I'm seeing things as shapes. At this point, you guys are going, "Oh, he's doing an eye." I'm seeing lines and shapes, but in this is really smaller. Now this is encroaching more. So this is where you start getting this person to look. I'm gonna grab this other brush here and take this right. So I should have this. So here's the. So now I'm gonna take this right here, and I'm gonna create more. This right here is where the other eye is. So here's the thing. So now I'm looking at this. So here's the bottom of that eye right there, the bottom of this eye right here. This is the bottom of the eye. Actually, it should be the bottom of the eye should be right there. So look, direction of line. I'm using this line to give me this other line. So look at this direction of this eyelid, and it comes down to the nose right there. So that's this right there. So what you're learning is you're kind of creating this. Look at this eye is pretty cool. Now that's just the shape right there. It's not necessarily perfect, but let me go back to the other one. I didn't finish the other one. So because I want to just show you how quickly you can do this. What I'm going to do is going to speck this. I'm going to speck right here. Okay, and I just wet the little speck right there. The second time, hopefully it pulls it off. It might take me 3 times here. So what I'm trying to do is create a highlight. Okay, so now I'm going to create this bottom of this eye right here, and there's a light right there. So I'm just really being just keeping it tight right now. Just trying to make this just kind of bazinga. So here I'm going to create it. He's got a couple of eyelashes. See if I can pull a stroke. Here's a stroke right here. This I'm going to create the stroke. That's too high. Look at one eyelash. There. All right. So this right there now goes in this direction. Now I'm pulling this right there like so. I'm pulling the color down there like so. This color pulls up. So, anyways, so now I'm going to go ahead and shadow this right here. And one of the beauty about this is you can take a color like this, and now this is what you would do with a pencil, where you really get really quickly with shadowing. But with paint, it's like this is. Oh, by the way, when you when you do this, get a good canvas, because it sucks when you have a shitty canvas. So here I'm going to knock the light out. This is pretty much, this is as dark. I'm going to go ahead in here. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the highlights on the top of the eyes. So this is the highlight right there. This right there is right there. So what I'm going to do, this is dark right here. This is also dark right here. Alright. See that right there? This right here, this is darker. Now I'm going to create this right here. So now I'm going to drop the dark. So in layers I'm going to come back in here. This is darker right here. Around the eye is actually dark on this. This guy's eye is dark. Seeing directions, this right here comes in. Right here, there's just a really nice little tear duct right here. And then there's light right there, but I'm gonna remove it. The beauty of this is that you can adjust. You can do this really quickly, and it doesn't really take that much energy. But I'm looking at direction of line. The difference is if you can force yourself to see line, shape. And here's the thing. When you start going, if I start going, I'm drawing an eye. I'm drawing an eye. Pretty much you're gonna mess up. I mean, I'm just letting you know. If you start thinking you're drawing an eye, you're just not going to do good. So the next thing that I'll do is I'll sit down and I'm going to take and feather some more color in here. And I'm going to wet this a little bit more because I'm not really happy how dark it's painting. So let's see if it does it this way. Oh yeah, much better. So what I'm going to do, I need the bottom of this eye. So that's one of the reasons that I wet this whole thing. Okay. So I'm going to push light now. I'm going to push this line, and I'm going to carve. Now, you see this right there? It goes from here, and then it drops down. So I'm going to carve here like so, drops down, and then it pushes back up. Okay? So here I'm going to take this nose right here, this shadow. I'm going to feather this nose bridge is a little darker right there. Okay, so this comes like so. So I'm going to kind of come up here right here. Let me wet this baby down right there. And unfortunately, one of the reasons I said get a good canvas, these lines should have been able to fade away, and they're not. For whatever reason, he's going to look like he's Frankenstein. I don't know about this time for Halloween. But the point being is, this should go away. If it's a good canvas, you shouldn't be able to do this. Should be wiping away, but it's not. So I'm working with it. So get yourself good canvases, or give it a good primer and a nice little gesso. Next time we won't have that problem, but I'll make sure of that. So here I'm going to go ahead and create highlight right there on his eye. The highlight is sometimes the most elusive. Here I'm going to pull this color. Now I'm feathering this whole color. Now let me just show you. Put the highlight right here. So stroke number one, you see this right there, it comes down here, there's a highlight right there. But the thing that I'm seeing, well, there's a highlight right there, there's a little light right there, so there's a little light. That's stroke one right there. Just by me doing that first stroke, the second stroke will take it off. I took off a little bit too much, but that's okay. And so here I'm going to create some lights on the tear duct. This is going like so. That's pretty good. So So here I'm going to go ahead, there's a little light right there. So I'm going to turn the brush, and son of a gun, it's not want to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the shadows, this right here. Oh, crazy. Oh, the crazies. Alright. And I pulled a lot of color there. I shouldn't have done that. Sometimes you make mistakes, guys. So here I'm going to work on this. I'm going to work also on the bridge nose. I'll create this a little bit more. Alright, let me kill this here. So what I'm going to do is grab some color here, so I'm going to start really building this a little bit quicker. So what I'm doing is creating this feathering the color into this. There's some dark spots here. There's like right there, there's a dark spot right there. Alright. There's a dark spot right there. And there's that I put too much paint, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. So here's this right here. I'm kind of taking this and so now I'm feathering into the dark and controlling it. And I'm going to come back and move it in reverse. So now I'm just literally putting as much color. The beauty about what I'm doing right now is actually just trying to build a lot of the black or a lot of the dark shadows area. And I'm going to come back and create the holes that I was making earlier. So this is in shadow right here. So this is in shadow right there. So here's I'm going to come and create this. This is in shadow right there. Might not be perfect, but the beauty of it is that you can do anything with this stuff. Alright, well let me come back and make some holes here, okay? So here's this right here. I'm gonna create some holes now. Now I'm gonna clean the brush off. Right here, I'm gonna come back right here and create this beautiful shape right here of this first pass. Here comes the second pass. Okay. Alright. So here I'm going to create this hole right there. You know what I'm going to do? Sometimes more ways to skin a cat. I don't know how you guys like that shit. That's some great stuff right there. Look at this. So here, one of the things I'm going to do is create the contrast in the back right here. So here's this right here, goes like this, it turns right there. When you guys do this, remember this is I'm doing this really fast, and you can get this fast and have fun at doing this. You're not married to anything here. You guys can have fun. So I'm going to grab this right here. Alright, look at this. And we put a couple more hairs on this guy. I put a crown of thorns. He looks like Jesus. Holy mother of God. Oh, wow, this guy's a handsome devil here. All of a sudden, you know. I'm not kidding, guys. We can literally sit there and just put a crown of thorns on this guy, and he started looking like Christ. Look, he's got the beard going on right now. Look at that. Holy mother, this is like Jesus here. I got seriously, I can sit there and go like this and create this whole Jesus feel to it right now. So when you guys are working with this, the thing is that most of us, when we're creating this, is that most of us, you know, are too scared to truly make mistakes. Okay, and one of the reasons that I believe in this technique is that it's so flexible. It really is just a flexible technique with just a brushstroke shapes and the direction of lines. And look, like right now, I'm not sure of the years here, and I'm double checking it, but look, so that's the corner of the eye right there. This is not perfect, but pretty much I'm going to fix it here in a few minutes. It's not perfect, and all right. So from here to here is a hair. The hair is actually a little closer. Okay. Here's the hair is a little closer, right there. And then, so here the ears.
We're down to 1 minute.
Okay. So here's. Anyways, guys, the thing of this technique and the thing of drawing, please understand, shape, direction of lines, and placement. To make a line requires a contrast. The contrast is, for me to make this line, I have to get this darker, and it makes the outside line. So when you guys have fun with this, understand that you can remove and add and take away. So you have the freedom like if you're drawing. And this is the first stage of painting. But more than anything, this is about seeing things as shape. A shadow has a shape. Light has a shape. Use that. You can create great pieces of art without that much problem. You guys subscribe. Please support us. We're looking for more subscribers. We do appreciate it. Thank you very much.